Beyond the Gates. Spoilers tease that. Guys, welcome back to our channel on this beautiful, sunny afternoon. Grab your favorite drink and settle in because the drama unfolding at the hospital is absolutely off the charts right now, and I am here to break down every single juicy detail with you. Let us dive straight into the absolute most explosive moment we are dealing with right now. Imagine the dead of night, the sterile, eerie glow of the hospital monitors beeping in the background, and Ashley walking into the room only to catch Hayley literally tampering with Bill's medication in the dark. I mean, my jaw is completely on the floor just thinking about it. We are talking about a full-blown, undeniable murder plot happening right under everyone's noses, and Madison is now hopelessly trapped in the middle of a massive, dangerous cover-up. If you ask me, this is the exact moment the entire storyline shifts from a sneaky, slow burn mystery into a high stakes thriller where every second counts. Madison is caught in the most terrifying crossfire imaginable, and honestly, I feel so incredibly stressed just watching her try to navigate this mess. On one side, she has Hayley screaming in her face about nurse negligence and demanding changes, and on the other side, she has Ashley dropping the mother of all bombshells about attempted murder. Madison is already dealing with so much professional stress with her ongoing malpractice lawsuit, right? And now she has to figure out who is lying to her face. Two completely conflicting versions of reality are being shoved down her throat, making her question absolutely everything she thought she knew about her patient and his so-called loving wife. This is not just a simple misunderstanding. This is the kind of conflicting information that forces a doctor to reevaluate her entire perception of reality. So, how does Hayley play this? Like the absolute master manipulator she is, of course. She storms up to Madison and demands no. She aggressively insists that the doctor prescribe better, stronger medication for her husband. But we all know that is just a brilliant smokescreen to hide her true intentions. The real kicker here is her secondary demand. She wants a complete change of the nursing staff. She wants Ashley gone, and she wants her gone immediately. Why? Because Ashley is the one person standing in the way of her sinister agenda. Hayley is desperate to keep her $10 million endgame alive, and Ashley's keen, watchful eyes are a massive threat to that payout. To get rid of Ashley, Hayley spins this incredibly elaborate, venomous web of lies to justify her demands. She claims that the quality of care is subpar, that Ashley is slacking on the job, and most importantly, that the hospital room is a revolving door of uncontrolled visits. We all know she is specifically talking about Danny and the rest of the family lingering around the room, making it impossible for her to execute her dark plans. Hayley uses this brilliant excuse to isolate Bill completely. If you ask me, it is an evil tactical move. By complaining about the visitors and the nurse's competence, she creates a perfectly logical, medically sound reason to clear the room, leaving her alone with her vulnerable victim and her toxic little vials. But let me tell you, Ashley is absolutely not going down without a fight. She goes straight to Madison and spills everything she knows. She tells the doctor exactly what she saw with her own two eyes, Hayley lurking in the shadows, messing with the medication when she thought no one was looking. Can you even imagine the thick, suffocating tension in that conversation? Ashley is putting her entire career, her reputation, and potentially her own safety on the line to blow the whistle on a wealthy, influential woman. Madison has to be sitting there, her head spinning, trying to process the horrifying possibility that the primary caregiver is actually the Grim Reaper dressed in designer clothes. Because hospital politics are always a complete nightmare, Hayley actually gets her way in the end. Ashley is pulled from the rotation, And guess who gets thrown directly into the lion's den? Shanice. Yes, our sweet, grieving, trying to rebuild her life Shanice is now the primary nurse for a man who is being actively poisoned by his own spouse. Shanice is already dealing with her own heavy emotional baggage, navigating her new romance and her grief, and now she is walking right into a literal crime scene. I honestly feel so bad for her, but at the same time, this puts her in the most pivotal, powerful position in the entire hospital. She is the new gatekeeper. This leads to what I think is one of the most chilling, goosebump inducing handovers in medical history. Before Ashley officially steps away from the room and hands over the chart, she pulls Shanice's sausage and delivers a shocking, desperate warning. This is not your standard briefing about checking vitals at 4 o'clock. Ashley looks Shanice dead in the eye, her voice probably shaking with intensity, and tells her to watch Hayley like a hawk. She explicitly warns Shanice that Hayley is absolutely up to something shady with the medication. Ashley passes the baton, but it is a baton wrapped in barbed wire. She is essentially begging Shanice to be the shield that she is no longer allowed to be. And let me tell you guys, Ashley is not just walking away to nurse her bruised ego and forget about it. Oh no, she is officially on high alert. She is no longer just a passive observer or a background character in this hospital drama. She is a deeply suspicious antagonist to Hayley's deadly plans. Every time Hayley moves, every time she tries to dictate the terms of the hospital stay, Ashley is right there, metaphorically breathing down her neck. Ashley is starting to openly question everything Hayley does, not just regarding the medical care, but how she treats the entire Dupree family. The professional trust is completely shattered, replaced by a glaring, undeniable suspicion that cannot be ignored. We also have to take a step back and talk about how rapidly Hayley's relationships are deteriorating across the board. It is not just the hospital staff. She is alienating with her aggressive behavior. Her dynamic with the entire family is turning incredibly toxic and fractured. Remember when she tried to poison her husband's mind against Tomas? She has been actively stirring the pot for weeks, creating massive friction involving Naomi and Tomas, desperately trying to deflect attention away from her own dark deeds. She is burning bridges left and right, thinking that isolation is her best weapon, but all it is doing is making her look more and more unhinged and guilty to everyone around her. Hayley is sweating bullets right now. The pressure is coming at her from every conceivable angle, and you can see the cracks forming in her perfect facade. Her initial plan to handle this quietly on a tropical island was ruined. The sudden pacemaker surgery threw a massive wrench in her timeline, and now she has nurses playing amateur detective in the hallways. She is a desperate woman backed into a very tight corner, and if you ask me, that makes her more dangerous than she has ever been. She is scrambling to plug the holes in her sinking ship, but with Ashley refusing to let it go and Shanice now armed with a dire warning, the walls are closing in fast. And then in the middle of all this terrifying chaos, there is the man in the bed. Oh, Bill. I honestly do not even know whether to laugh or scream at his complete and utter obliviousness to his own impending doom. He is lying there, recovering from a massive medical crisis, completely blind to the fact that his loving wife is the one who put him in that bed in the first place. Instead of focusing on his fragile health and resting, he is still flirting with disaster, still letting his mind wander to Danny, still trying to play the charming, nostalgic ex-husband. The irony of his situation is just staggering. He is inviting emotional drama into his room while the real physical threat is fluffing his pillows and plotting his funeral. So, what does this mean for the immediate future of our favorite daytime drama? Let me be perfectly clear. This hospital stay is the furthest thing from a peaceful, healing recovery. It is a ticking time bomb waiting to detonate. The room is a battlefield where medical science is clashing with cold blooded murder. With Madison paralyzed by conflicting stories, Ashley playing rogue detective, Shanice thrust into the terrifying role of involuntary bodyguard, and Hayley fighting like a cornered animal to secure her millions, the chaos is only going to escalate to unprecedented levels. We are watching an absolute masterclass in suspense unfold right before our eyes. Every single time that hospital door opens, you have to hold your breath and wonder who is walking in the savior who will finally expose the truth or the executioner coming to finish the job. If you ask me, Hayley's luck is bound to run out eventually, but the sheer amount of collateral damage she might cause on her way down is terrifying to think about. Will Shanice catch her in the act before it is too late? Will Madison finally see through the web of lies and realize Ashley was telling the truth the whole time? Or will Bill's oblivious flirting be the final fatal distraction Hayley needs to administer the last dose? I cannot wait to see how this all explodes. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys, because this storyline is absolutely keeping me on the edge of my seat